Hello, my name's Rosanna and I'm a yoga teacher. Today I'm going to show you a short and simple yoga and relaxation practice that can help you maintain a feeling of ease in your body and a feeling of balance in your mind as well. Yoga is an ancient Indian practice where we use the body and the mind and the breath. We combine them to support our health and well-being. In this session, I'm going to show you some soothing physical movements that can aid healthy mobility, improve flexibility, and gently strengthen in the body, which can help reduce any feelings of tension, stiffness, and the general aches and pains that you might feel come from a busy lifestyle. When we release tension in the body, that can really reflect in our mind as well. So helping us to feel soothed in the physical body as well as mentally too. So the physical practice will be followed by a short relaxation exercise. And when we take the time to regularly rest and properly relax in the body and the mind, and this can help improve clarity and productivity. It can improve cognitive function and really help to encourage a positive mindset. And that might be in the workplace or in your personal life journey. When we practice relaxing often, it also helps to increase our resilience to difficult situations. So when we practice relaxation, we're much more able to find a place of calm quickly and easily when those challenging and stressful times do arise. So this whole practice can be done daily or every few days, and maybe weekly, once a week, to maintain your optimum physical and emotional health in your work environment and also in your home life too. And you might feel that the session is useful, particularly at times when you feel very overwhelmed or challenged by work or at home. Doing yoga can give our bodies the break and our brains the break that it needs from stressful or busy times. And sometimes it can just help with managing and coping with the everyday tasks and responsibilities that we have in our lives. So all you need is a quiet space in your home or in your workplace with enough room to stand up, sit down and lie down. And a soft grounding underneath you will be best. So something like a yoga mat or an exercise mat, or if you have soft carpets beneath you, or you can use a blanket to practice on, and that would work best. Now the session is very gentle. It's a calming session. But if there is anything at all that feels uncomfortable for you as we go through the different techniques, then please miss those out. And always check in with your medical professional before you start any yoga for the first time, or if you start any new exercise. Now when you sit comfortably, you can either sit with your legs crossed. If that's not comfortable for you, you may want to kneel, or you could always sit with your legs out in front of you as well. So find that comfortable position. And then I just want you to close your eyes or soften the gaze looking down towards the ground. And we'll start to tune into the body now, so turning inwards. Going to have a couple of minutes of relaxation to begin to quieten down the busy thoughts and soften your body. So start by paying a little bit of attention to how you're sitting. We want to try and aim for a nice and aligned posture. So maybe have a little wobble on your sitting bones to get nice and balanced and even. Lift up slightly through the waist and spine and let the shoulders fall back and down. Allow your hands to rest either on your knees or gently in your lap. Now bring your attention to your toes, your feet and your ankles. Notice any areas of tension. Sometimes we clench the toes or hold stiffness in our feet. Just let go through the feet and toes. Softening through your lower legs, your calves and shins. Making sure that you feel nice and easy through the thighs and up towards the hips. Have a sense of softness through the upper body and the chest. Let your shoulders feel as though they're falling downwards. Be completely soft through the arms, hands, and fingers. Imagining they are completely weightless. And now softening through your face. We all often tend to hold a lot of tension in our facial muscles, so particularly in the jaw. Release anything that you're holding on to. Perhaps let the top teeth and bottom teeth fall away from each other as you totally relax your jaw, your cheekbones. Feel a smoothing across your brow, relaxing the whole of your head. So now having a sense of feeling completely soft through the body from head down to toe. Keeping the eyes closed, we're going to draw that focus now towards your breath, your breathing. So there's no need to change the breath in any way. We are just watching as we inhale and exhale. And this can be whichever way is comfortable, so in and out through your nose, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Whatever feels most natural for you. And see if you can keep that focus on your breath. Your mind may well wander to some quicker thoughts, but when they do, just come back to that breath. Watching breath's journey into your body and back out again. See if you can stick with it for a little longer. And when we watch the breath, this is a simple technique, a mindful technique, to bring us away from any uncomfortable thoughts. And simply just focusing on the anchor of our breath. So it can help us to feel more calm and relaxed when we do this. And you can let your focus go with the breath. Open your eyes gently if they're closed. And we'll start to move very slowly. First of all, just taking your head and turning it over to one side or the other. Looking over towards your shoulder. And then slowly bring the head back to center. And now take the head the other side and back to center. Now let the chin fall lower down towards the chest as you feel the back of the neck lengthen. Often this is where we hold a lot of our emotional, physical tension as well as in the shoulders. And we can release that by stretching out. Gently raise your head up, back to center. And then just take your head up slightly, looking up towards the ceiling. Don't overdo it. Very easily. And back to center. Now we'll start to move the shoulders. So again, somewhere where we hold a lot of stiffness and tension. I'm going to lift the shoulders up towards the ears and let them roll back and down. And we'll continue that movement, just breathing easily, naturally, as we start to warm up the shoulders. And we're starting to allow the shoulders to feel a bit looser. They often get very tight with stress. And then roll the shoulders forward now. Well done, good job. Now relax the shoulders down. We'll place one hand beside us next to the hips, and with the other hand, breathe in and stretch up. So feel a sense of lengthening between your fingertips here and your sitting bones on that side. As you breathe out, stretch across. So we're opening up the side of the body now, making lots of space to make the organs work more efficiently. Allow some extra breath and nourishing oxygen into that side of the body. And with your head, you can either look up towards the crease in your elbow, straight ahead, or gaze downwards, whichever is more comfortable for you. Taking 1 or 2 breaths into that open space, and then release the hand back down. Now remember, you can do this in any seated position, kneeling or cross-legged, and you can change position as we work as well, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Now we'll swap sides, so place the hand next to you on the other side. Breathe in, stretch up with that arm, making a nice bit of length between the fingertips and the sitting bones. Exhale and stretch across. Taking your gaze and the position of your head wherever is comfortable for you. And take a couple of breaths into that open space. And then release that hand back down. Now going back to the other hand again, placing it on the opposite knee. Lift up through the spine first before gently rotating around. You don't have to rotate too far. Take it nice and easily. No need to overstretch. And here we're taking a nice rotation in the spine. We're just going to keep the spine nice and healthy, keep that mobility and flexibility to avoid any backache and feeling of tension in the back. Come back to the centre now and we'll swap over. So take that other hand over to the opposite knee now, whichever way you're sitting. Lifting up first and then just looking over the shoulder to again gently rotate the spine. And the spine nice and healthy, moving it in lots of different directions, which is going to be great for your back and the spine. And then come back to centre. Now if they're not already, we're going to take the legs out in front of us now. So just straight out in front. Now if it feels tight across your lower back to have your legs straight out in front, then do feel free to have a bend in the knees, and that might feel a bit more comfortable across the back of the pelvis. Otherwise you can straighten the legs out to feel a nice lengthening down the back of your legs. And if you want to, you can use your hands to rest on just behind your hips. We'll take a few circles with the ankles now, so just circle your ankles around, both in the same direction. Now you probably feel that the ankles feel quite tight and stiff, so this is a lovely exercise to release that stiffness. Many of us spend lots of time on our feet during the day, so it's important to keep the feet moving. And then the other way, reverse the circles. Good job, and relax the feet. We're going to take a forward stretch now. So this is going to be a nice stretch for the lower back to ease any stiffness in your backs, lower backs, and a stretch down the back of the legs as well. And the more that we can keep the backs of the legs nice and flexible, that will protect our backs and it will reduce any risk of back pain and injury, to keep the hamstrings nice and long. Now again, when you stretch forward, you can have your knees bent for this if that feels more comfortable. Or you can have them straight out in front. Either way, we'll breathe in and stretch up first of all. We're going to try and fold from the hips, this area of the body. And we're going to fold forward either with your knees bent or your legs straight and reach towards either the knees, the shins or your toes. There's no competition here. Just do what feels like a nice relax and stretch for you. Lengthen out the back of the legs. And then allow your hands to smoothly stroke back up the legs to that seated position. Next, we're going to come onto our all fours, so our hands and knees. So carefully take your legs over to one side or the other and come into that hands and knees position. Now, just good to think about our position first of all before we make any movements. Check that we're nice and aligned. So think about your shoulders being in line with your elbows. And you can take your hands just slightly further forward than the shoulders because this is a bit easier on the wrists. And then your hips will be in line with your knees. And the lower legs just softly resting on the ground beneath you. But most importantly, try and make sure that your spine is nice and neutral. So we might have to just use our abdominal muscles a little bit to hold the spine and stop it from sagging down. We don't want to arch it up too much either. A nice balanced even spine. And we're going to take our cat stretch now, which is a lovely back stretch, going up right up into the nape of the neck and down into the base of the spine. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, lift the middle of your spine up towards the ceiling whilst dropping your tailbone and the crown of your head. Just hugging in those tummy muscles as you stretch the back out. Breathe in and come back to the neutral position. And again, breathe in first of all as you exhale, lifting the spine up towards the ceiling. Dropping the head and neck, completely relaxing through the head and neck. And lowering the tailbone. And back to that neutral position. Let's try that one more time. Inhale as you exhale, lifting the spine. And coming back to the neutral position. Okay, from here we're going to take child's pose, which is a very relaxing pose that you can take to feel nice and calm, remove any stresses. So I want you to let your hips float back slowly towards your heels. They may not get all the way there, or they might do. And then we'll stretch the arms right in front. Feel a nice lengthening from the hips all the way to the fingertips. And we'll rest here for a few moments. If it's more comfortable, you may want to place one fist with the other fist on top of it to rest your forehead if you don't feel comfortable having your head as low as the mat. And once you're in your comfortable position, completely let go through the lower back, the legs and the hips. And just take a few breaths here. This is our child's pose, and it is a calming posture. And then gently bring yourself back up to a seated position. And we're going to come up to stand now. Now you can come up to stand whichever way you feel is most comfortable and safest for you to stand up. And I can show you a safe way to stand up as well. So choose your own way, or you can follow me, which is coming, tucking our toes under and coming into a squat, a crouching position. And then from here, we're going to raise the hips up towards the ceiling. And then roll ourselves up nice and slowly to a standing position. And now that we're standing, we're going to have a go at our mountain pose. So this is a strengthening yet calming yoga posture. I want you to take your hips around about hip width distance apart and spread the toes nice and wide, so you've got a nice even base across the soles of your feet. Making sure the hips are nice and level, as well as the shoulders, rolling them back and down, relaxing down through the arms and fingers and looking straight ahead. And just taking a few breaths here, maybe using a visualization, thinking about how a mountain has deep roots into the earth, nice and strong and stable. The peak of the mountain rises up, the crown of the head rising upwards into the clear sky. Just breathing with this nice aligned posture, feeling a sense of stability through the body and resilience. And from here, we'll place our palms together at heart center. We'll start to make some movements now, which is going to be really great for the circulation, creating a little bit of energy. And we'll move with the breath, because when we move with the breath, that brings in the relaxation element of the yoga, the movements that we're doing today. So breathe in, and as you breathe in, take the hands upwards, stretching right up to the ceiling. As you exhale, opening the arms out and around. And again. So feel some lengthening through the sides of your body, stretching all the way out through the fingertips. Let's do that one more time. Good. And bring the palms back to heart center, and we'll change direction with the arms now. So we're going to bring the hands downwards. Breathe in as the arms come up. Join them together above your head. Exhale as the hands come back down. And see if you can focus on what you're doing, how your body's moving, so we can take that little break from any emotional challenges and stress. And then we'll finish with our hands back at heart center. Good. And now just a gentle stretching through the legs. I'm going to recommend here that you do this near somewhere where you can have a point of support, so a wall that you can hold on to. You may or may not need it. I'm going to take the weight into one leg or the other, and then lift the other leg up, and if we can, take our hand behind us to take that foot and stretch down the front of the thigh. Now it's important here to try and make sure that your hips and your knees are nice and level, and that will allow that nice feeling of lengthening down the front of your thigh. Just holding for a breath or two, as much as you can manage. And then release that foot back down. And then we can swap over again, using your support if you need to. Otherwise, taking your weight into that leg, lifting the foot behind you, leveling up through the hips and the knees. And that's supporting these nice and soft. And we're easing away all that tension now down the front of the thighs. Good, and release that down. Now we'll just get a bit of circulation going, get the blood moving around the body. So this is going to be energizing. It can lift a low mood as well. We're going to do a forward fold and then roll back up. So we'll take the legs about hip width distance apart. Be really nice and soft through your knees now. And when we bend forward, we're going to try and again fold from the hips here, so we can lengthen through the spine. And do keep your knees nice and soft, or even a little bit bent to protect your back. And take it easy. Watch first if you're not sure, and join in if you think you can. Breathe in and stretch up. Exhale, folding forward from the hips. And then allowing the arms to come down towards the floor. They don't have to get all the way there. Maybe they just reach as far as the knees, the thighs, that's okay. And then rolling back up to stand. And let's keep going. Breathe in, stretch up. Exhale, folding forward with those soft knees. Reaching down towards the floor. and rolling back up. Let's keep going or rest if you need to. Breathing in and exhaling. So we're getting some fresh blood to the head. This is going to be good to improve concentration and focus. And great for heart health and blood circulation. Let's do that one more time. And a lovely stretch through the lower back as well there. And then back to stand. Lovely, that's great. We're going to come down to our mats again now. So once again, you can come down whichever way you feel comfortable and safe for you, or you can join me in coming down into that crouching squat position. Take the hands in front of the knees and allow the knees to drop nice and softly down to the mat. Now we're going to move on to the relaxation exercise, the relaxation part of the session. And for this, I want you to try and get really, really comfortable. So often people will lie down in relaxation, so lying on your side or your back. And please do feel free to go ahead and get any props that you might need. So a cushion underneath your head, a nice soothing blanket to put over you, and pop on some socks if you're not already wearing some, and get into that really nice comfortable position. If you're not able to lie down or you prefer not to, then of course you can do the relaxation in the chair or a sofa, or you can lean up against the wall if you're seated on the floor. So just get yourself now into that really comfortable position and take a few minutes to really relax. Do a mindful meditation with visualization as well. So get yourself into that comfortable place, that comfortable position. And I will talk you through the relaxation exercise. Once you're in your comfortable position, then you might want to close your eyes. And then just come back to focusing on that breath for a few moments. Watching as you softly breathe in and exhale. Not making any particular judgments on your breath or how you feel. Just watching your natural breath. This can help us to start to calm down and head towards our relaxation. So feeling your body now a bit more settled, your mind settled. We're going to work with a visualization here. So you may find that your mind will still wander. Try and bring it back to the visualization whenever you can. So I want you to visualize yourself in a beautiful and tranquil place. This may be a place that you already know, or it might be an imagined place. Either will work well. So it might be somewhere in the seaside, countryside, maybe in your home, or an indoor place that you feel is beautiful and relaxing. And we can use all our senses to explore this beautiful place in as much detail as possible. So think about what you can see around you in your beautiful place. What colours can you see? What shades are they? Vivid colours or softer tones? And what textures can you see around you in your beautiful place? And think about what you might be able to hear where you are in this beautiful place. Birds chirping, gentle breeze through the trees, sound of waves. Maybe nothing, maybe it's quiet, silent. Think about what you can hear in your beautiful place. And what can you feel? Is there a warmth of sun on your face? Or a cool breeze? Can you feel the soft touch of the clothes on your skin? Is there anything that you can reach out and touch where you are in your beautiful place? Now let's think about our sense of smell. What can you smell when you go to your beautiful place? The smell of cut grass, the salty sea air, sense of aromatherapy, maybe nothing. Think about what you might be able to smell in your peaceful place. And how does this beautiful place make you feel? Absorb the tranquility of this place. If you want to, you can include people in your visualization. Is someone there beside you? Or do you prefer to be on your own in your beautiful place? And visualize any other details that you can imagine in this calming space. And resting and relaxing here in your beautiful place for a little longer. Now let the scene fade gently and become aware of the room that you are in. But know that you can return to this beautiful place anytime you want to. And make some small movements in your fingers and toes. Maybe stretch out your arms and legs. And when you're ready and in your own time, come up to a seated position. Thank you for joining me for this session. I hope that it will be useful for you. I wish you wellness and peace in your journey.